Picture this. You're a young Native American, maybe 13 or 14 years old. The elders of your tribe have decided it's time for you to become an adult. But this isn't just some coming-of-age party with cake and presents. Oh no, my friends. This is a test of will, endurance, and spiritual fortitude that'll push you to the very limits of human existence. So what exactly is a vision quest? Well, let me tell you, it's not for the faint of heart. Imagine being sent out into the wilderness, completely alone, with nothing but the clothes on your back and maybe a small blanket. No food, no water, no smartphone to keep you entertained. Just you, nature, and the spirits of your ancestors. But wait, it gets even more intense. You're not just camping out there for a night or two. Oh no, we're talking about days of complete isolation. 4 days and 4 nights is the typical duration, but some tribes push it even further. Can you imagine? 4 whole days without a single bite of food or sip of water. Your body is screaming for sustenance. Your mind is playing tricks on you, and all the while you're supposed to be opening yourself up to the spirit world. Now you might be thinking, why on earth would anyone put themselves through this? Well, let me tell you, it's not just some crazy endurance test. The Vision Quest is a sacred ritual, deeply rooted in Native American spirituality and culture. It's believed that by pushing your body to its limits and isolating yourself from the distractions of everyday life, you can achieve a state of heightened spiritual awareness. The goal? To receive a vision. But we're not talking about some vague daydream here. These visions are believed to be messages from the spirit world, guiding the young person on their life path. It could be an animal spirit showing up to become your lifelong guardian, or a glimpse of your future role in the tribe. Some people even report encounters with their ancestors or other spiritual beings. But let's get real for a second. This isn't just some walk in the park. The physical and mental toll of a vision quest is extreme. Dehydration, hunger, and exhaustion are just the beginning. As your body weakens, your mind starts to play tricks on you. Hallucinations are common, and not always the pleasant kind. Imagine being alone in the wilderness, weak and disoriented, when suddenly you start seeing things that aren't there. Shadows moving in the corner of your eye, whispers on the wind, maybe even full-blown apparitions. It's enough to make even the bravest warrior question their sanity. And let's not forget about the wildlife. Depending on where your tribe is located, you could be sharing your Vision Quest site with everything from harmless rabbits to deadly predators like bears or mountain lions. Talk about adding an extra layer of terror to an already intense experience. Now you might be wondering, is this even legal? Well, it's complicated. The American Indian Religious Freedom Act of 1978 protects the rights of Native Americans to practice their traditional religions, including vision quests. However, there have been legal challenges and controversies surrounding the practice, especially when it comes to minors participating. In fact, back in 1993, there was a high-profile case in South Dakota where a 16-year-old Sioux boy died during a vision quest. The spiritual leader who conducted the ritual was charged with felony child abuse, sparking a heated debate about religious freedom versus child protection laws. It's a delicate balance, and one that tribes and legal authorities are still grappling with today. But let's rewind a bit and talk about the history of this mind-bending ritual. Vision quests have been a part of Native American culture for thousands of years. Anthropologists believe the practice dates back to prehistoric times, with evidence of similar rituals found in cave paintings and archaeological sites across North and South America. Each tribe has its own unique traditions surrounding the vision quest. For some, it's a rite of passage for young men only. Others include women in the practice. The Lakota Sioux, for example, have a ritual called hanblechea, which translates to crying for a vision. It's considered one of the most sacred ceremonies in their culture. Now, I want you to really put yourself in the shoes of someone embarking on this incredible journey. You've spent your whole life hearing stories about vision quests, watching older siblings and friends go through it. You know it's going to be tough, but nothing can truly prepare you for the reality. The preparation begins long before you set foot in the wilderness. There are purification rituals to cleanse your body and spirit. Sweat lodges, sacred baths, and special diets are all part of getting ready for the big event. You might spend weeks or even months in spiritual preparation, learning sacred songs and prayers from the elders. Then finally the day arrives. Your heart is pounding as you're led to your vision quest site. It might be a mountaintop, a desert plateau, or a secluded forest glade. The location is chosen carefully, often a place of spiritual significance to your tribe. As the sun begins to set, you find yourself completely alone for the first time in your life. The silence is deafening. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig sends your heart racing. You try to settle in, to find a comfortable spot to sit or lie down, but comfort is a distant memory at this point. The first night is usually the hardest. Your stomach is growling, your throat is parched, and every shadow seems to move in the darkness. You try to focus on your prayers, on opening yourself up to the spirit world, but it's hard to concentrate when every fiber of your being is screaming for food and water. As the days pass, things get weird. Your perception of time starts to warp. Minutes feel like hours, hours like days. Your body weakens, but strangely, your mind becomes sharper in some ways. Colors seem more vivid, sounds more intense. You start to notice things you've never seen before. Patterns in the bark of trees, the intricate dance of insects, the subtle shifts in the wind. By the third day, you're in a state of altered consciousness. The line between reality and the spirit world starts to blur. This is when many people report having their visions. It might start as a feeling of intense connection to nature or a sudden understanding of your place in the universe. For some, it's a full-blown visionary experience, complete with spirit guides and mystical revelations. But here's the thing, not everyone gets a vision, and that's okay. The vision quest isn't just about the end result, it's about the journey. It's about pushing yourself to your limits, facing your fears, and coming out the other side a changed person. When the 4 days are up, you're not just stumbling back to your tribe a hungry, thirsty mess. You're returning as a new person, reborn through this intense spiritual experience. The welcoming ceremony is often just as elaborate as the preparation. There's feasting, finally, storytelling, and rituals to help you integrate your experiences back into daily life. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. This sounds crazy. Why would anyone put themselves through this? Well, let me tell you, the psychological and spiritual impact of a vision quest can be profound. Many participants report a deep sense of connection to nature, a clearer understanding of their life purpose, and a stronger connection to their cultural heritage. In fact, some modern psychologists and therapists have started incorporating vision quest-like experiences into their treatment programs. They've found that controlled exposure to isolation and sensory deprivation can have therapeutic benefits for certain mental health conditions. Of course, these modern versions are a far cry from the intense 4-day ordeal of a traditional vision quest, but they're based on the same principles. But let's be real for a second. The vision quest isn't all spiritual enlightenment and profound revelations. It's also really hard, like push you to your absolute limits hard. There are risks involved, both physical and psychological. Dehydration, exposure to the elements, encounters with wildlife. These are all very real dangers. And then there's the psychological toll. Isolation and sensory deprivation can mess with your mind in some pretty intense ways. Some people come back from their vision quest feeling enlightened and empowered. Others come back traumatized, having faced fears and inner demons they weren't prepared for. It's a controversial practice, even within Native American communities. Some see it as an essential part of their cultural heritage, a way to connect with their ancestors and maintain traditional spiritual practices. Others view it as an outdated and potentially dangerous ritual that has no place in modern society. And let's not forget about the cultural appropriation aspect. As interest in Native American spirituality has grown among non-Native people, there have been cases of self-styled shamans and spiritual guides offering vision quest experiences to tourists. These watered-down, commercialized versions of the ritual are often seen as disrespectful and exploitative by Native communities. But for those who do participate in a genuine traditional vision quest, the experience can be life-changing. Many describe it as a rebirth, a shedding of their old self and the emergence of a new, more aware and spiritually connected person. Imagine coming back from your vision quest, weak and exhausted, but filled with a newfound sense of purpose and connection to your heritage. You faced your fears, pushed through physical and mental barriers you never thought possible, and maybe, just maybe, touch the spirit world. As you stumble back into your community, you're not the same person who left 4 days ago. Your eyes have a new depth to them, reflecting the profound experiences you've been through. Your tribe welcomes you back with open arms, ready to hear your story and help you interpret your visions. But here's the thing. The vision quest doesn't end when you return to your tribe. In many ways, it's just the beginning. The insights and experiences you've gained are meant to guide you throughout your life. It's not uncommon for people to spend years, even decades, unpacking and interpreting what they experienced during those intense 4 days. And let's not forget, this isn't just some ancient practice lost to time. Vision quests are still happening today, right here in the 21st century. Native American communities across the country are working to preserve and revitalize their traditional practices, including the vision quest. In fact, there's been a resurgence of interest in these traditional practices among younger generations of Native Americans. As they grapple with issues of identity and cultural preservation in a rapidly changing world, many are turning back to the old ways, seeking connection and guidance. But it's not just Native Americans who are interested in the concept of the vision quest. The idea of stepping away from the noise and distractions of modern life to seek spiritual insight resonates with people from all walks of life. While it's important to respect the cultural significance and avoid appropriation, the core principles of the vision quest, introspection, connection with nature, and spiritual seeking have universal appeal. So the next time you're feeling lost or disconnected, maybe take a moment to think about the vision quest. No, I'm not saying you should run off into the wilderness for 4 days without food or water, but maybe there's something to be said for unplugging, stepping away from the chaos of everyday life, and taking some time to look inward. Who knows? You might not receive a vision from your spirit animal, but you might just find a little bit of that clarity and purpose that Vision Quest participants have been seeking for thousands of years. And with that, my friends, we come to the end of our journey into the world of Vision Quest. It's been intense, it's been spiritual, and hopefully it's given you a new appreciation for this profound and powerful Native American tradition. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your mind clear, and who knows, maybe you'll have a vision of your own.